So this H1 that we have here is how do you want, whatever you want to type after that, how do you want it to look like? It's sort of like a font, okay? So if we go back to this guy here, look at the size of that guy. And that was heading 1, right? So now we're going to come back over here. And we're going to do the same. And we're going to put it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And we're going to change the 2. So every time there's an arrow, we'll give you a red mark. And what is the arrow here?
21.
All right, how about I just leave it 2? Leave an arrow.
Closing tab.
So the closing tab doesn't match, exactly. All right, so we're going to do a 3, and we're going to do a 4, and we're going to do a 5. I don't know if this is 6, we'll see. This is 6, right? How far does it go? Up to 6?
Probably more.
It's probably more, right? That would be a nice tutorial to find out. Find out what's the highest thing. So let's go. Run it. Okay. So it's just like a font. Okay. So the end of the body is right there. So notice that it's very, very important to have indentation, like in Java 1. Everybody was so good doing indentation. Everybody indented all the way to the left. Over here, you have to have the indentation, otherwise you go really nuts very fast. You don't know what's going on. Okay, so what's in here? On the WebInf, there's supposed to be something in there, and this context, you leave it alone. Notice that over here you have packages. We'll get to that in chapter 2, with the packages. The libraries, you leave them alone. The libraries are all of the JDKs and all of the Apache Tomcat libraries. Well, that's one way to find out if you're actually running in Tomcat. Okay. And the main thing is that when you try to do when you run the first program and you try to select, what was it, Java Web, if you don't have the Tomcat, they don't have the web there. Okay, so immediately if you go in there and you don't see the Java Web, you know that you missed the Tomcat. All right, so let's go something like over here. Let's do this. So notice that you have the index.jsp over here. Yeah.
Can you repeat the last part again? Which folder do we click to see that?
Okay, the one that we created over here was on the libraries.
Oh.
So you see that you have the libraries for that, and you also have in the JDK libraries, the Java libraries. So notice that we have the index over here. That's one page, that's the main page. And then I have a whole bunch of other pages here. How many pages can you have? Just like in Java, how many methods can you have? As many as you want, as many as you need. And they work exactly the same way. You call a page, and then that one can call another one. That one can call you can do exactly the same as you do methods. So this one, for instance, this one is really interesting. I load this guy up and I go ahead and do a run on this guy. And then we pray. And so we have a problem there.
It's not the main project.
Exactly. And why is that?
Because you said the other one's the main project.
Exactly. Oh man.
The one in bold.
You can right click it, run it as.
Right click where?
Shift F.
We just did.
Shift
Shift
F6.
F6.
Profile.
Profile?
We do a shortcut with the keyboard, Shift F6.
Even that one, right? The other one was what? shift what?
Shift F6.
Okay, all right. So this one is an extended version of the one that you have to do for Monday. The one for Monday only calls for one field. This one is exactly the same setup, but this one has more data in there. So now this one actually looks like a real database, right? I mean, a regular web page. City, I think it was Miami. State, it was probably Florida. Zip codes, forget what it was. Okay, that one. And you notice that you have over here borders or one, different size columns. Okay, you have a heading here, and this is probably heading 3 maybe. I'm not sure. This one will be the one with bold, right? So this one's the regular guys here. And this one obviously has to be a table because you notice that everything is 100% aligned. Okay? If you don't do tables, then this is going to look crooked. No matter how careful you are, it's not going to be 100% aligned. So what I'm doing here, I'm submitting this guy here. So this one is called some of the methods, some of the other methods that you saw there. And I'm going to say, okay, go ahead and edit it. So it comes back to here, and I'm going to put something else there, and then go ahead and say, okay, confirm. Then it comes over here and it says, okay, go ahead and process it. So it tells me that, thank you for doing this and that. Okay. So it's just methods. So this one particularly here, it has to do with what's in chapter 1, regular straightforward HTML and JSP. This second one here, that one is not finished, but I have the other version here. I think it was this one. Yes, that's the one. So you say right click on this one and then run the file. This one, the one. Okay, so this one is for chapter 2. This is doing strictly Java. So it looks exactly the same, right? And then when I go ahead and do a process with a servlet, I go ahead and process it. And that's one of the things that I was going to tell you. We'll do it next time, but you need to learn to understand it. We'll share it next time. You guys want to stay a little bit longer? Okay. So my recommendation is start working on this here. Okay, read it. Most of the stuff that we saw today is a few pages here. So next class what we'll do is we'll open the book and we'll go line by line to make sure that we don't skip anything. Okay. The book at the end of the book has a summary of names and terminology and stuff like that. That's what's going to be on the exams. Like, what's the head? What's the body? What's an HTML? And stuff like that. Very simple thing, yeah.
Are you using the textbook in class, or?
Oh.
No?
I'm sorry.
We'll be using the textbook in class, or like looking at the board?
Yeah, I wanted to give you like an overview of the whole thing. So next class, we're going to go right into the book. And by doing this, we're going to fly to the book. Because we already saw what's in the book. Yes.
I have a question on, in the syllabus, you have 2 different dates for the midterm and final. Or like, it's not clearly specified. Like it says, you have, right here it says the midterm exam is on May 24th, and then on the other one it says,
On the bottom, it's got a different date?
yeah.
No way. It's the keyboard that I was just, I'll check. No kidding.
But the real date is the 24th.
I don't know. Let me double check. I don't know which one is right now. But basically, the idea is to make sure that you have enough time to cover chapter 1, 2, and 3. Okay. The last one is that, the last day of class, which is I think the 15th of June, right?
Yeah.
23rd? Okay, the last day of class, that's the last day of the final.
Mr. Ross, is there an e-book for this particular book?
I don't know.
No.
Maybe someone will start picking up the time.
And I just found out.